So how about this? Would you characterize, we were talking about a relative dearth of sports watches in the neo-vintage category. Would you categorize, and this just occurred to me, but what about late 90s, early 2000s IWC, where we do have, I don't know if you would call them sports watches necessarily, but these were technical watches.
Well, you look
Unadorned
at
technical
what
watches.
an IWC pilot watch looked like back in the 1990s, and the Mark 12 is practically a dress watch. It's tiny.
Yeah,
it's powered
true.
by a JLC 889. That's the pilot's watch.
Right.
It was still very much infused with dress watch genes. You look at the Ingenieurs from the late 80s, they were 34 millimeters in diameter. They were very tough, but they were very tiny. And really, in the 1990s, the hardcore IWC sports watch was probably going to be like one of the larger pilot's chronographs. And for the most part in the 1990s, it was the era of the Portugueser rebirth. Coming out of the 1993 Jubilee, you saw a lot of Da Vinci's, you saw a lot of Portuguesers, a lot of dressed
complicated watchmaking.
Yeah, complicated watchmaking, dress watches, gold, platinum. So even IWC, I really don't think it was until Georges Kern showed up around the early 2000s that we started to see a real push into big sports style watches. We did get the GST in 1998, and that was a very sporting line.
Mm-hmm.
But even in the early days, it was GST. It was gold, steel, and titanium. Gold was still a cornerstone, and if you look at some of those early GSTs in gold, they seem very frumpy.
Yeah,
they're
they
not
do.
modern format sports watches.
They do.
So I think when we talk about these things that represent that era from like 80 to 2010, that's new vintage.